Hi everyone, my name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me today. I've got a really special project to do with you today. Hope you enjoy it. Just a couple of things before I start. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. All my projects from my videos and my classes and my other group page all go in there, all the cards that I've created. So you're welcome to follow along with that page. I've also got a Facebook group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. In there you will find all the PDFs for all the projects that I do on my YouTube channel, which is called Creative Gems. I also do live videos in there on a Saturday morning, and the PDFs for those are in the Files tab in that group as well. The videos are pinned to the Featured tab, so you're welcome to go in there and have a look. You do have to request to join this group. There's two questions you need to answer. One is why you wish to join the group, and also that you agree to the rules. So just be sure that you find those two questions to answer before you, when you request to join. Anyway, we'll put that little bit aside. This is going to take a little bit longer than normal. I have prepped as much as I can. It's called a drop-down gift box and a gift card inside a box. Very special. I did this one years ago, but I forgot where I'd put all my measurements. So I've got this one today. I have tweaked quite a few pieces. I did get it from, I think it was Sam Calcott, a long time ago, but she had quite a bit different layout. Not layout, that these lids and all she had done with acetate. I've changed those. It's quite a few measurements I've changed, and I've done up my own PDF as well. I've got a little pocket here that you can slide a gift card into. I made that a different size. I'm in Australia, as I mentioned earlier, and our gift cards I think must be a different size, because the pocket that she did on hers was a little bit smaller than this, and when I got one of my gift cards out, it wouldn't fit in there. So I've made this freehand. You can do the little envelope without a envelope maker as well. I'll show you how to do that. So no more chatting, we shall get on with it, because it's going to take quite a bit longer than normal, but bear with me. I hope you enjoy what I've got. I'll leave that like so. I'll open it as we go to show you the pieces. Now, there's lots of pieces here, so I'll quickly go through them. I probably won't do them all, but you'll get the gist. This is just the mats here. The next page has got all the DSP on it, so yes, it's quite a bit involved. And then there's another page with all your instructions of how to assemble. We'll start at the top. These bits I haven't done. I've scored these, but I'll go through the scoring with you. This is my main base of my larger box, the outside box. It's 11.5 by 9 3/8. You will need 2 pieces of cardstock that are 12 by 12 for this, so make sure you've got 2 pieces matching cardstock, because this one here, well, in Australia, you wouldn't get it out of a standard A4 sheet of cardstock, so you will need two 12 by 12 sheets. I've chosen, what's it called, Highland Heather for this one. That's that piece. The main box lid, which is this one here, that's the other one. Oh no, this is the lid, 8 3/8 by 6 1/4, and I've already removed a smidge of the 6 and so it'll be this side, because you got that at the top, and I've taken off a smidge down here before I scored it. I've already scored it. A smidge is, I've written it at the bottom here, smidge is 1/16. I'll show you that on the trimmer when we get to it. My inner box bases, which is this one here, 8 by 6 1/2. There's 3 of those. I've already assembled 2 complete boxes. I'll show you those when we get to them. But there's 3 altogether of that one. And then the lids are 6 by 4 1/2, 3 of. and I've added a smidge on 2 adjoining sides, so that side and that side. I've added the 1/16 to that, so it will fit comfortably over the base of the box without being too tight. That's that there. My cover for my acetate is now underneath. I will show you one of these. I've got this is the lid part. I've already decorated it. Under here, there's a piece of acetate. We're going to cut. I won't go into that just yet. We'll go through that later. I've got a piece of acetate there. Then there is a cover under here to cover the acetate, the edges of the acetate. Just neatens it off inside. So that's that little piece there. There was 3 of those, 4 by 2.5. That's that. And then the acetate lids. I've got a piece of acetate here. I'm using a 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. There's 3 of those. That's that. Basic white for my main box, which I've already decorated. That goes inside. I'm going a different direction with this one. I'm going to go this way. That's 6 by 4. That's that piece. That's all of that. This here, it's listed in the DSP. I'll go with that in a minute. This is the die that I've used. It is a retired stitched rectangle die. The first box I did, I used the decal rectangles. But I found the piece underneath, because I had to flip it, it was showing around the edge there, so I decided to do just the stitched one. That way it doesn't show. I'll move that back a little bit. So that's that one, but you can use any rectangle die, so long as it fits in that top section there, with a bit of a border around the edge. That's that piece. I'll put that aside. We will need that in a minute. What am I up to? Oh, my template. The little gift card holder. Where have I put? It's these pieces here. It's the little pocket. So I did a template of the size of the gift card. It's 3.5 by 2 1/4. I'll go through that with you when we get to it. And then this is my, that goes with the DSP. We'll put that there. Now, all my mats, I won't go through them all with you because I've got them, what they are here. 6 of, and it tells you here which part they go to. I have lettered them all down the side here, so it's easy to follow, and then it tells you which ones they are. Save us time, I won't go through all those. And then my other piece, wherever I put my second lot of instructions, that one, it's under here. The DSP, all the DSP, I haven't put the explanation at the side of what they are, but all of these line up with all of these. So you've got A, B, C, D, etc. down there. And then at the bottom here, the lining that's that lining of the inside of the smaller boxes, 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. That's the piece that goes down in there. And then the gift card envelope is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'll show you how I work that out. And then the strip of DSP across the envelope, which is here somewhere, this piece here, that just holds the envelope down across here. Just gives you a little flap to put that in underneath. So that's that piece. I'll leave that up. The DSP I've used is Perennial Lavender. It's in the annual catalogue currently, and I've got Highland Heather cardstock with basic white mats. So that's all the pieces, and we shall go with that for the minute, and we shall get started. Now, I've already done 2 of the boxes, so I'll just show you how to do the rest. Now, we'll start with the base of the main box first, and I shall get the last page out for instructions so we can make sure we get it in the right order. I will have to go out of my craft room to do the die cut in the lid, but only because I've got my workshop set up for tomorrow, And I've got all my cutters outside, but I'll only be a second going out there and doing that. And it'll save you listening to the clunk of the machine anyway. So, the main box, I've scored this on all 4 sides at 2 5/8, which is there. So you'll go all the way around with that at 2 5/8. I won't do that again because I've got them all there. And then we'll put that aside for a sec, and I'll just get my scissors, my bone folder. I normally get all this out. My scissors I have got out. So you can fold and burnish these. There's no notching on this because the sides drop down, so you don't need to notch, but you do need to remove the score line so it's nice and straight and neat along the drop side pieces. So as you can see here, all these sides drop like so. Leave that up there, and I'm just going to remove all 4 corners, and I'm going just on the inside of the score line, so it removes the score line and just leaves a nice straight edge along there, like so. And you can do that with all 4 corners. I hope this video is not too long for everybody. I did try and prep as much as I could so that it's not too boring to watch. And I've done 2 there, and then I'll just go across to this side and remove these 2. If you end up with a little bit of score line there, just go back and trim it up so you can't see it. Snip it in the corner there. There's not a lot to do with the base of the box. Oh, there's some mats to put on the inside. We can do those first before we do anything else. So that's that. Now, as you can see, we've got some mats. I'll push this up again. Mats on this outside section here, not on the inside. They stay blank for now. So we'll flip it over, and I've got my mats ready here, which are over this side. We didn't go through all these, but the measurements are on that sheet, and I will put the measurements for, this is number E on the list. Now this is directional paper. My pattern is running up that way with the flowers and the leaves, so I want to make sure that I get it so the box will sit up like that. And so I want my flowers running up the box. Make sure if it's I'll just have a mouthful of water. Early morning. Early morning, we're usually a bit croaky. So yes, make sure if you've got directional paper that you're putting it on in the correct direction. My white mats, all these are listed on that sheet, so it's easy enough to follow to get all your pieces right. And I've assembled them all together, save a little bit of time. And then I'm going to flip that around so I get my paper in the right direction again. So it will go facing from the inner side of the box outwards. That one on there. This is the only decoration you need on the base. And this is number F. Just put all those clips aside. I numbered them all so I knew I was getting them in the right place. Oh, that's the spare. I'll go that one with you in a minute. That's a different piece again. And this direction, make sure it's the right way. I wanted to use something that I had 2 sheets of the 12 by 12 of And I know I've got a lot of the subtles in the 12x12, which was the Highland Heather. So, and I knew this paper went with it, and it's probably retiring when the new annual catalogue comes out. So I thought I'll use up some of what I have. So that's the base of the box done, pretty much. Not much more to do. Now, we'll put, we can put this piece in. Now I'm going this way, for this one. It can go straight in there. We'll put that in now. There's nothing else to put onto that. I'll show you the stamp sets in a minute of the different ones that I've used for each piece. We'll do that towards the end. This has got just a little thin, not a thin border, but a border all the way around as well. So that's that one there. Now, we shall do this other box, the little box first. Oh no, we shall go to the lid of the box. No, I'll do the box actually. I keep changing my mind, only because there's a reason for that. You need your boxes ready first before you do your lid. And there's a reason for that. I'll explain that in a minute. So this is the base. This one's been scored. I nearly forgot to tell you the scoring. Where are we? The base of the small inner boxes, it's at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them at 2 inches. The lids are the one where you've added a little bit of a measurement onto. So I'll go to that in a sec. Now this cutting is a bit different. You want tabs this time, so you're going to cut up here and notch each tab, each corner tab. So you're cutting up to that first score line. I'll just get my little dish. I always use a little dish for my scraps. Actually, when I did my live video the other day, a lady commented afterwards and she said she loved the idea of the little cup underneath to catch the scraps, because she ends up with little bits of cardstock all over her desk and dimensional backs and all sorts of bits and pieces over the desk that she then has to clean up. So if you keep a little cup in front of you, just a tiny dish, doesn't have to be very big, and your scraps go straight into that, and the backs of your dimensionals and any other little bits and pieces that are going to go in the bin. It just saves double handling and cleaning up later. So that's that. Then we can decorate this before we put it together. This here is the piece that's going on the inside, and I've reversed the pattern on this, so it's a little bit different. In there, and there's a little border around that, just a 1/16 border, or even less actually. It's just a trim in so that the sides still fold up. Then we want these outer sections. This is A and B on your list. I can put all those bits in there and make sure we've got our direction correct again. I'm going to put some tear and tape on the tabs on the corners. I always use tear and tape for my boxes. It just seems to hold them together a little bit better, and it's easy enough to line up. You don't really need wiggle room to do your boxes. If you're laying something on the top maybe and you want to get it straight. So that's those two, and then the two smaller ends, they're number B on your list. I hope everyone's well. It's quite warm here today already, and it's only early morning. We've had a few hot days, but not too unbearable. we did a little while back. It was up to 37 degrees, quite muggy. I think it's climate's changing all over the world with cyclones. I know we've had cyclones up north here in Queensland, devastating floods, and with the cyclone, people losing everything, even their lives. It's not very nice to watch the news at the moment. Now we have, let's put the lid on my glue because we're going to do some tape. I've been going through lots of tape at the moment with boxes I'm making. I have got another project in mind that I'm going to do on a video. It's another box, totally different from this one. Now this is another little trick that I do with my, say you're picking your scissors. I don't like to just tear my cardstock. I prefer to cut it, but picking your scissors up and down all the time is quite annoying. So I just use the top of my liquid glue, place my tape in my right hand, run that across, run that on top and flip. Just flick it across and it tears it reasonably straight. I find when I just use my fingernail, it comes out all crooked and it lifts the cardstock. So I prefer it this way, and it's so much quicker than picking your scissors up and down. I have got photos of all this layout at the bottom of the PDF. I haven't printed them on the one I've got here, but I've added them since I've printed these, so you can see the layout of each piece to help you guide you where to go. I hope that's helpful for you. I've had a lot of comments over the years how precise my instructions are in my videos, so I hope you enjoy it. And another little trick, I run my bone folder over the tops of my tear and tape so it's stuck down nicely and doesn't lift the gluey bit when you lift the backing. A pick tool and my little dish, another piece where the scraps will go, and we'll put this box together, and then we'll do the lid of this box. We'll do the lid of the main box last. Oh, I could do most of the assembly, but I don't want to put it completely together, and I'll explain why when I get to it. So these pieces, they will just fold around and go nice and even there, down that edge. So you've got a nice smooth edge down there. If you put all your decoration pieces, all your mats and your DSP and your bottom piece on before you put it together, it's so much easier while it's flat instead of trying to maneuver around a box that's already assembled. So that's that. Now we'll do the lid of that one. This one is inner box lids. This is the one where I added a smidge on 2 adjoining sides. So we'll go to this, and the lids are 1 inch on all 4 sides. So this, I'll give you the measurement again for this, 6 by 4.5, but then I added a, so 4.5 is here, and then I just went to the next little stroke past the 4.5. Oh, that's the 6 one. No, where am I? That's the, I've got the wrong piece, that's why. 4.5, and then the smidge, that's better. So that's there, that's the correct size, and then 6 plus the smidge, which is there. So I've added on 2 adjoining sides. Make sure it's only on 2 sides, not on all the way around. And then you're scoring at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So 1 inch there and all the way around like so. Excuse me for rushing, but it's just like not normally taking a long time to do a video, and I feel I'm holding people up, so bear with me, but I'm sure you'll work it out. It's a lot of repetition doing the 3 boxes. So once you do one, you'll be right. So this is cut exactly the same as the base. So you're cutting up there and notching the little ones. These notches will only need a couple of strips of tape on them as well. There's a little notch bit in there. I only finely notch, I don't take a big chunk out of it. It's just so it helps it fit in nicely when you're putting your box together. It doesn't catch on the edges over the sides. And making it that, it's because this was cut bigger, we needed to trim this, make this bigger. It's hard to explain, it works this way. Normally I take a smidge off my base piece, but I needed the base pieces that size to fit on this over here, the main part of the box. It all makes sense if you just use the measurements that I've given you. So we're going to do these tabs again, and we can decorate the edges of these. Excuse me, all over the place with my tape. Trying to go as quickly as I can. Actually, it's not taking too long. We're off to Fraser in next week. Wasn't planning on another holiday. I've just had 4 weeks holiday over Christmas, and then my brother had a week. He owns the house on Fraser Island, and he had it spare for a week, so he asked us if we wanted to use it, and normally it's too short a notice for me. Oh, I'm going to leave those on for a second till I put the mats on. So I juggled my schedule around, and so we're going there, just my husband and I, for a week. A lot of packing up and stuff and organising for just a week, because you've got to take all your own food and your linen, everything that you need for a week, because there is a little shop over there if you run out, but it's quite expensive to buy food over there. It's all right for if you just need milk or bread or something, although we don't eat a lot of bread, so that's not going to worry me. But and we don't drink a lot of milk, so it's not too bad. But linen, you've got to take your own linen, because it's a house. My brother owns the house, but he rents it out all year round, and he had a spare week there that we could use it, so we're going to take it. I haven't been for years. I used to go regularly every year, but I haven't lately, because my hobby or my business, it's not a business actually, it's my hobby with crafting. I do so much. I do my YouTube videos, I do workshops and classes and my live videos, and I just don't like to muck people around cancelling because I want to go on a holiday. So I haven't been for quite a while. My brother knows what weeks I've got spare. I did have to shuffle one of my classes for this, for Fraser, but the ladies were happy to come the week later. It's just a little 2-card class that I do on a midweek. So that's the small mats that go around the side of that. Then we can put, lucky I didn't take that off. Now we need to do this lid piece wherever I've put it here. Whoops, I need that white piece. So we've got this here. Where did I put the die? It's right here. So this, I'm going to go out the back here, and just bear with me while I cut this. You're going to centre that on there, but this other smaller piece, which I gave you the measurement earlier, it's listed on the thing which one it is. It's the inside of the lining, I think I called it. It's just a smidge smaller than the inside of that. but you need to line that up in there before you cut it. Then put this on, hold it steady, and then run that through your machine so it cuts through both pieces. That way this lining is going to line up, the cut in there, the space is going to line up with the top, and you get it nice and even. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how to put all the acetate in. But just bear with me for 1 minute and I shall be back. Thanks for waiting for me. Now I have cut it, and I did put a shim underneath that so that it would cut right through. If it's not cut right through, because it's going through a couple of thicknesses, you can trim it around the edges. This one's not too bad. I put a piece of shim under, like an extra piece of cardstock underneath, so it's pretty good. The top one's fine. I'm just going to trim a couple of little fluffy bits off that. But I ran it through 3 times to make sure it cut through all thicknesses, and plus the shim underneath. It's just extra piece of cardstock underneath the plate to give it that little bit of extra pressure. So that's that piece. You'll have spare pieces, which I had 2 for each of the other boxes, and you'll have those 2 spare, which you can use for anything you like later on. So then we're going to turn this over, and my tape here, we shall put the tape around the edges, just around in the center of that strip around the cutout section. I've used tape on all of this so it's nice and secure, and liquid glue doesn't go very well with acetate anyway. You'll end up with glue everywhere, so I suggest tape. You could use your seal, Stampin' Seal along here, that would work. Anything that's not going to be all runny and liquid. So I've put 4 pieces around the edge of that. Take the backs off those. We'll just burnish that down. Take the backs off those. I didn't decorate the tops of these because that's another thickness you would have had to cut through, and it looks quite nice having it just plain on the top. So then this, your acetate next, which is this piece here, which is nice and clean. Just lay that on top of there, nice and centered, so that it goes probably 1/8 of an inch around the perimeter of it. Doesn't matter that the glue's hanging out because this other piece this is going to go over the top. Just make sure it's back in the right same spot. And I've flipped it over because that's the rough side, the underside. This is the nice cut side, so I flipped it over so you could. Makes it look nice and neat. And I can see this end's a fraction wider. I didn't get it as straight as. Can barely notice it. Fussy on me always notices things like that. So this goes on top. See, and when I use the decal ones, when I flip this over, the cut didn't line up. I did use liquid glue on that, that's fine. I meant to put tape around that again, but that's fine. Liquid glue here because it's not going anywhere near the acetate. So that's stuck down. I'm just used to picking up the glue pot. Now if that, which I can see I have got a little bit of overhang there, and it's going to impede on my closing of my lid, I'm just going to trim that a little bit. Obviously I didn't get it too straight, but just trim that off there. Like so. And that's your little window at the top. Goes this way. We've got our tabs on. I'll take the backs off those, and the lid will fit nicely on the top. Line those up nicely down that edge. Oops, missed one. Tuck that one in. And that will fit onto there. Perfect. And they're not bulging or anything. It fits perfect on there, nice and firm. And I think with all the thicknesses, it's sort of thickened up the whole box. It's quite a solid box. So that's that. Now we'll do this lid piece, which is, I have this here. We'll put the decoration on last. I'll leave those bits, but we can put this on the top. I'll cut these first so I've got a better idea of where this one, did I tell you the scoring on this? I don't think I did, but it's written on your PDF. This one where I removed a smidge, so it was 6 1/4 this way. 6 1/4 is over there on the line, and I removed a smidge. That's the short side at the top, so you're removing the smidge off the short side with the short side at the top. So take a smidge off that, and then it was 8 3/8. 8 3/8. So that side stays the same. That's your long side at the top. So make sure it's taken off this with the short side at the top, your smidge off. And then it's scored at one, where am I? Scored at, lid of the outer box, 1 inch on all 4 sides. So that's 1 inch all the way around there. Then we'll fold and burnish those and do some tabs. And then I'm going to cut up and notch these as well. And then we shall put the boxes in first before we assemble this lid fully. And I'll explain that when I get to it. A lot of repetition with this, cutting your tabs and all. So that's that. This here is going in here, and my pattern's running this way. That's why I stamped that inner piece that way as well. So the whole box will be centered this way on the landscape, not the portrait. Doesn't matter which way you do it. It's up to you. On your paper, I am going to just use liquid glue to put this down. And then we do need some tape on those corners. So this was number G on the sheet, the measurements for it, with the mat and the DSP, and some tape on these corners with my lid. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd love you to do so. I'm up to, I think it's over 4,500 subscribers, which I'm quite happy with. I've only been doing this for a couple of years, so my granddaughter I should say, started me off, showed me how to do things, and she's a school teacher. She's been teaching for a few years now, and she's getting married in 2026. I've got my other granddaughter getting married this year, and nice weddings coming up in the near future for me. Haven't been to a wedding for a long time. So that's those. We can take, no, we won't take the backs off those. We shall assemble this. Put that aside. We'll do the decoration on the top. Now with this one, we're going to put one of the boxes on this end. Now I have got directional paper inside there. It's not going to matter with the ones over here, but this one here, I've made it so that the direction of the paper runs the same as this. But that's up to you what your paper is like. So I'm going to put glue on the bottom of this. This is where you can use liquid glue because you do need a bit of wiggle room. And I'm going to fill that up with glue. And don't be afraid to use a fair bit because you want it to stay stuck down. Not too close to the edge. Now I'm sitting this and it goes parallel with that score line, not over it, right on it. And you've got a smidge of a border around. Oops, that's my alarm. Didn't need that. And then just when you've got it in place, just move it like that and give it a good push at the back. So you know it's, and there's a little smidge border around all the way around the box. And then it will fit in with all three of them. And I know with this first one I did, and I started to put the other two boxes up this end, and I thought that's not right because it's not going to shut. So these other two have to go up this end so that it folds in like that. And I'm not worried about which direction the paper goes now. I'll make sure they're both the same direction. That's all. Liquid glue on that one. Oh, my glue pot will be empty soon. I'm using a bit of glue lately. And I suggest you put these boxes in before you finish your lid. So this is going to be the same. It's just a smidge inside the border there. If you turn that around, you can see that it's just inside that score line. And if you fold that up, fold this one up, and then you know they're all going to fit nicely together. This end one here will be the pocket for your little gift card or the envelope. So that's that one. And then this one's the same at the other end. This would make a great gift for someone. You could fill it with lollies, chocolates, but also jewellery and little knick-knack things, treasure things that would be nice. So that one I'm just placing there, just making sure it's inside that score line. Flip it over like that so it's not catching. And they all fit nicely together. Just give that a good press so that they stick down nicely. Looks quite pretty from the top. And then this end one here, we have this to go on as a border. And then I'm going to show you how to do this. Let those set for a sec. So this is your, and I'm going to use this side as my good side. So I want that back side facing up. There's a couple of pieces here I've got to put on. I'll do those in a sec. We'll continue with this. So this here, where was the template that I had? Here. So your gift card size, you'd need to measure your own gift card. It might be different size to mine, but it all works the same. So you need whatever length and width, 3.5 by 2 1/4. Then you measure from this point to this point, which mine is 4 1/4. So that's the paper that you're cutting for your, and this works for any size envelope, even if it's a square. That is 4 1/4. So you add 1 inch on to that 4 1/4. That makes it 5 1/4 inches square. So this is 5 1/4 inches square, and I've cut a dummy piece here. So that's 5 1/4. Now I'm just going to eyeball this. You need to try. Oh no, we've got to do it on the diamond shape. We mucked it up. I'm going about there. You've got to try and get. I did measure here and here. So it measured across, but we'll just have a look. Got a ruler here, but it's not long enough. I think it's pretty much, I'm looking at this line here, which is lined up in the centre. So long as you look at these spaces here, that they're fairly even, down a little bit. And then just fold each one. So fold that one up like so and give it a crease. Fold it back. Fold this one up. Get it nice and even with the card. Just fold all 4 inwards and without moving it. Like so. And then that one. So this is, you can do this with any size, and it's that way you don't need a scoreboard envelope maker, which my bone folder, I'm going to reinforce those score lines that I just did, like so. If your gift card's too much bigger, it might not fit on there, but most gift cards are pretty much standard size. Now I'm going to flip this over so I can see where these little points are. So this is my template. Where those little crossover lines are, we're going to remove that, and I can see mine quite clearly here. So I don't know if I've creased that one very well. So I'm just going to remove that little diamond shape out of there on all 4 sides. They're not all in the same spot on each side, they'll be different. So don't fret that you've done it wrong. And that one. Sometimes it's hard to see your burnished lines. So that's the base of that. Then when you put this in, it all closes up like so. Now I didn't get it perfectly straight, but I can maneuver that around a little bit. It's not too bad. I'm going to cut pencil. I'm going to cut this level. I'm just going to rule a line there and cut that out so it lines up nicely. It's not perfectly straight. If you do your measurements and measure halfway, as I did with this one, it's halfway is 2 5/8. So if you put a cross across and your other lines, it's at 2 5/8, which is the center of each. You could measure it more correctly if you do it that way. So I've cut that piece out, and then that will go like so, which I didn't cut it very well. Just going to trim that a little bit. Just trim it, you won't see any of that, it'll be stuck down. And then this one here, I'm going to corner round that, just got a little corner round here. I think I'll use this one. I'm not sure which one I need. Not that one. I'll try a different one. You can freehand corner round it as well, which I'm going to do because that's not quite going in where I want it. Not perfectly straight, but it'll do. You need to get it down below so it doesn't hang over this edge. So I'll just go a little bit more out of that. That's not too bad. That will be fine for now. And then this will sit on here. We can glue this piece to the bottom first. This is number F piece. There's no DSP on the top of that. It just goes there. And then this one here, we've got this little strip which I'm using the back side of it, and I'm just going to put that like so, bend that across and that across, put some glue on the inside of those two, which it's hard to hold, and flip it back on there. And I'm going to put it level with the bottom of the pocket, so you can just tuck that in under. And then this will have glue all over the back, and we'll stick it down onto that white mat, and that's your other end piece. And I'm facing it this way so that you can pull the flap outwards and not try and having to maneuver it in here. I'll give it a level with that, and then a bit of a border. So that will come out this way then. It's easy enough to get your card in. That's that. And then there's two other pieces, nearly done. This is number H. These two pieces go in on the ends here where it's blank, and they're H on the list of things. This will go butt up against the box. Doesn't matter which direction. I've got my paper, I don't think. I'll go this way. Not sure if I put the direction correct or not. Would be nice to not... Oh, actually it worked out well. I've got them both the same way. So they go on there, butt up against the box. So there's just the border on three sides. It just fills in that little bit there. I fluked that. The paper's pretty much right. I think there might be opposites. That one will go in there, butt up against the box, and the little 1/8 inch border around. And that is that complete. All that pops up together. Now with this lid, you can put two ends together. This is the bit I said leave till last. My pick tool, which I keep losing. There it is. Take two ends off, off the short end, and put them together as you would normally, like so. Then bring your box in, put this over the top, take these other two end pieces, the backing off your tear and tape, and do this while the lid's on the box. So that way you get it nicely fitted. Tuck those under, like so, and just give them a press on the side so it's not too tight. It should fit comfortably anyway, like so. That one there I didn't get very straight. I'll now lift that before it sets too much. That's better. And that's your lid, which will come on and off once you've manoeuvred it a little bit. It goes on perfectly. All done. And then we just have a little decoration for the top, which I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. I've got some here somewhere. Just put a heap of these on the back. Normally I would use my foam adhesive sheets on the back of this, but I haven't got any at the moment. I've used them all. I have got an order coming tomorrow. I thought they would have turned up on time, but not. So we'll just use these. I am going to put these couple of leaves. I'll still show you we've got this one, which I shall put a little bit of glue in there. This is just decoration. You can do this anyhow you like. And I'm going to pop that down in there around the right way, like so. I need to take that bottom off a bit. Move that down a bit. I just want a little bit showing just to break off the plainness of it. And that one in there. Take the backs off all of those. Which they don't want to come off. Just when I'm in a hurry. That's all of them. And then this will go on here. Centered it in the middle, like so. I didn't get any embellishments out. I've got purple. I did get them out. These are the sets I've used. That last leaf that I used is out of the painted lavender. My greetings, that's that one there, out of Irresistible Blooms. Enjoy Your Day, I think that's out of, the dies that I used for the front there, those ones there, out of that Thoughtful Expressions. And the greeting inside, hoping you have the best day ever, is from Country Birdside. So that's those, and I'm just going to quickly put on some gems here. These lighter ones will do. I'll use these darker ones. They'll stand out a little bit more. These are the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. I think they're in the annual catalogue as well. Just scatter a few around on that. Like so. And that is it. Sorry I took so long today, but I'm sure you'll enjoy that. That's my other one there. And that's that one there. All done. Give it a go. I'm sure you'll find it easy enough if you follow the directions that I've got. And I shall catch you all again next week. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.